right now in high definition, the Fox 19 Morning News.
Also ahead, former Cincinnati Enquirer sports cartoonist Jerry Dowling is going to tackle the Bengals' early years in his new book, Super Wars. It's next on the Fox 19 Morning News.
I took a little trip down memory lane this morning, and it happened when I picked up this book. It's Drawing Super Wars, the early years of Bengals football by award-winning artist Jerry Dowling. And Jerry Dowling is our guest this morning. Mr. Dowling, great to meet you.
Thank you,
Thank you so
Dan.
much
Nice
for coming in.
Thank you.
I was a kid. I mean, I'm a native Cincinnatian, so I went through the Bengals all those years when they were having their ups and downs. And you pick up this book, and it's really all documented here, but it's all documented in your drawings.
It's a history of the Bengals from their inception when Paul Brown brought the team here, right through the second Super Bowl.
Yeah, you've got a drawing in there with Paul Brown and Bob Johnson.
Paul, yeah, Bob was the first
guy drafted by the Cincinnati. I remember that.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I remember all this stuff.
That was a big deal then when they drafted
Sure.
him, and the first guy they signed was John Stofa, the quarterback.
I mean, nobody drafts a center anymore. But
No.
That was his philosophy, though.
That's
he wanted to build his team right around.
He's one of the best ones they've ever had.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. You were doing all this stuff. How many years with the Enquirer? 28 years?
28 years.
You were doing all this stuff before people did stuff on computers and backed up all their files digitally and all this kind of stuff. When you started writing this book, did you have to go back and actually flip through stacks of stuff to try and find the
I had file cabinets down in my basement, just thousands of them, literally thousands of them, and they were all mixed up, and I had to find them all and then put them in order and find out what date they ran. And fortunately, I'd made Xerox copies because in those days it was done on a double-tone board, which deteriorated through the years, and I had good Xerox copies, which I scanned and put them in order in the book.
Yeah. Now, did you have drawings? I'm sure there's some that you remember as you go throughout your career. But as you think about putting the book together, are you saying to yourself, "Boy, there's one that I remember. I really want to get this in there," and you had to find that exact one?
Actually, there's a complete collection. There's nothing missing.
Nothing's
even
missing.
The drawings I wasn't happy with, they're still in there because it's a complete history.
That is absolutely fantastic. I mean, you look back through this and you see all the great names like Forrest Gregg, and you've got Isaac Curtis in there, and even Tiger Johnson. Talk about those years covering Tiger Johnson. As an editorial cartoonist, are you covering the team the same way as say, a regular beat reporter would be covering the team?
Not actually. When I'm in the press box, which I used to be with the Bengals all the time, I would look on the sidelines and see guys like Mike Reed pacing the sidelines like he was so pumped up that he was, I don't know what he was doing, but he was so active. I watched that kind of stuff, and you get caricatures out of that. And seeing the way Tiger Johnson stood beside Paul all the time with a hand on his hip and the notes in the other hand and talking to Paul, making the plays, I guess he was. And
well, I'll tell you what, for
like
anyone that is a Cincinnati sports fan, this book about the Bengals, and then one that came out, this came out this summer, didn't the one drawing
last
Pete?
year, actually, almost a year ago. Yeah.
How's they doing okay? The book's doing well?
Yes,
very well, and you can get them at the bookstores all over the place, right?
Well, we can get them actually at Joseph Beth. They have them both. The other bookstores have them, but you can order them from them.
All right, and you'll be at Finley Market on Saturday from 11 to 1, signing both of these books. And anyone in your life who is a sports fan, who has grown up in Cincinnati like I have, will have a great time paging through these books.
I hope so.
Wonderful memories, and Jerry Dowling, great to meet you. Thank you so much for coming in this morning.
Thank you, Dan.
All right, and you know, you're worried you didn't have a suit on, but you look good anyway.